Welcome back to Old Format Yugioh. Today we are in round 3, match 2 of our Tengu Plant draft format tournament. Down here in the bottom we have one giant leap, aka Brad, who is 2-0 at this point. I know he beat me and pretty much knocked me out of the running, but what are you going to do? Versus Crispy, aka CXM at the top, who is also 2-0 at this point. Brad is on Worms today, which I believe was... We put it at tier 3, pretty solid deck. I think Worms are actually really good, but whatever, if we're going to put him in tier 3, it was the group's opinion. I voted for tier 2, I believe. And Chris is on Gladiator Beast, which were his second pick. And of note, just for a little bit of a grudge match, if you will, Brad down here, he is a Gladiator Beast's main. I think it was actually, if you look back on the old Yu-Gi-Oh decks, Brad actually topped a tournament during Tengu Plant playing Gladiator Beasts, and he was actually one of the only people. And he probably won't watch this video, but if you go in the Discord, it's funny because people talked about how that list was bad. However, there's actually a video on YouTube of him talking about all the reasonings. Him and the other player in the tournament, Roach, actually really theory crafted that deck apparently to beat the meta. And I mean, it worked if he top 32 to YCS, so I got to give that to him. Moving on from that, in the Edison format tournament we had, Brad had his Gladiator Beasts in the finals, and he was up 2-0 in a best of 5, and then he lost 3 in a row and decided to take a break from Gladiator Beasts for a while. So now we're here, and Brad did not draft Gladiator Beasts. So, also of note, which I think you'll see in a little bit, Chris is on a bit of a special kind of Gladiator Beasts. If you see the Convert Contact in his hand, he's going to open up Grandimal, Sam Knight, Warning, Mirror Force, Convert Contact, and Compulse. So, to cover it again, Convert Contact is a Neospatian card, where if you control no monsters, you could send 2 Neospatians, one from hand, one from deck, to the grave, and then you draw 2. One of his big ideas was to just play Neospatian Gladiator Beasts. I don't know why, but it is pretty funny. He's going to activate it, ditch Grandimal, draw 2, and summon Sam Knight, set Warning, set Chariot. Interesting how he plays Alexander. I don't remember the reason for that, but hopefully we'll see. Brad's going to open up Duality. I'll just let him do that first. Add a Warning. Perfect. He's going to open up Double Worm Carteros, Warning, Warning, Road, W Nebula Meteorite. I'll wait for this to activate, but it is one of the more broken cards in the game, in my opinion. Alright, Sam Knight gets in, Carteros effect, gets War Charioted, and he is going to, Brad is going to warning the effect of Sam Knight to tag out when he tries to activate it. Oh yeah, we looked up this ruling. Actually, it goes back to deck still, because it's like cost or something, which is interesting, but I don't know if that ruling was correct, but either way, that's what I found, so. Don't have much of a choice when I'm the only judge here, really. Okay, so this is an interesting one. W Nebula Meteorite. It's one of those cards that is broken, but is in check because of the deck type that it's in. So first, you change all face-down monsters to face-up. Then, during the end phase, you change all light reptile monsters, which are all the worms, to face-down defense position. You draw a card for each one, and you special summon a level 7 or higher light reptile from deck. That is a lot of things you can do. However, Chris is going to respond with a Compulse on the monster. So it goes back to hand, and I believe I looked this up too. This card has very weird rulings. Since nothing happened in the end phase, because it says after that, you actually can't summon a reptile from deck. So that Compulse really stopped that whole play. He's going to set the Carteros. Chris is going to set, a Panther, and warning the Carteros when it comes up. He's doing a good job of keeping Brad off of pretty much anything. Ooh, and with 4 back row, he's going to go for the heavy, but there is a Starlight Road. It's a shame. He's going to tribute Panther for Alexander, which is pretty funny. What does this guy even do? This is a special summon. It is unaffected by spell cards. Okay, I guess that's interesting. It's going to attack with Stardust. Horn of the Phantom Beast. Ooh, that's a nice one. Draw a card. Egan, when it's flipped up, bounces a card from field to hand. Our monster. Oh, face-up monster. I didn't know it was face-up. We're going to see Gladiator Beast Respite, shuffle 2 glides back, draw 3. I remember he was just wanted to go full in on the spell on the draw cards for some reason. It is a fun idea. He's going to draw 3. That's why he plays Alexander, the BLS. I remember now. Darius tries to get in, gets deprisoned. Fine. Set Horn. Draws another W Nebula. I think here Brad tries to activate it. You actually cannot because there's nothing face down, which is interesting. It's like it's a cost, but it's weirdly worded. So you can't activate because there are no face downs. Brad's going to draw Worm King, which is kind of the boss monster. It's what you would summon off the Meteorite if it triggered. You contribute it in face of attack by attributing 1 reptile worm monster, so free 1 tribute thing, and it has a Scrap Dragon effect, and you can use itself too. So, pretty useful, honestly. Mirror Force into the Call of the Haunted on itself again. Chris summons Panther. Gets in. He has some back row, though. Does he go for... Okay, Book of Moon. I was going to say, theoretically, he could go for the Double Horn of the Phantom Beast. But we're going to see a Nebula Meteorite, draw 1, summon a second Worm King from deck. Ooh, Alexander drawn. Pretty good. And we're going to see the Offering to the Snake Deity, which is basically Icarus attack, but the monster you target has to be face up, and then you pop 2 cards your opponent controls. He's going to hit the Alexander on that and drop the PLS into the warning, sadly. The cat is out of the bag. It went a little bit too fast for Brad summoned Worm Zex, which at that point is just a knife to kill him life point wise. Okay. Let's see. Chris here is going to open up Torrential, Cyber Dragon, Bestiary, Cyber Dragon, MST, and Starlight Road. Not bad. He's just going to set MST, Starlight Road. Okay. Not bad. Brad's going to open up Meteorite, Worm Solid. I used to play Worms a long time ago. I wouldn't really play this card. Interesting. That's just me, but I would not play that card. Seems kind of bad. Worm Carderos, Duality, Future Fusion, and Worm Yagen. We're going to Future Fusion for Worm 0. He's just going to MST it. Duality for Mirror Force. Okay. Put those back. And we're going to see set Carderos, Meteorite. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Special Cyber Dragon, summon Bestiary. Cyber Dragon gets in. Ooh, Mirror Force into the Starlight Road. That is pretty good. Carderos will die. Stardust Dragon gets in. Bestiary gets in. I'm assuming we'll see a tag out into Lakari. Perfect. Ah, okay. So here's a combo we didn't see before. Worm Zex, when it's summoned, you can Foolish Burial a worm monster. And if you control Worm Yagen, it can't be destroyed by battle. Interesting, interesting. But Worm Yagen has an interesting effect where if the only monster you control is Worm Zex, you can special it from grave, but face down, so you can get its flip effect. However, if it is removed from play, it is then banished. But still, pretty cool combo. It's a nice +1 that the Worm deck can do. It's probably the best turn 1 play you can do. But let's see what happens. He's going to Meteorite, Yagen bounce Stardust, end phase, look at that. 2 down, draw 2, special summon Worm King. Now that is plus. 8 cards to 7 cards. We love to see it. Lakari is going to kill the Worm Zex, tag out for Murmillo, pop Worm King, and set Torrential. Okay. Brad's going to Duality for another Meteorite. You do see the Evil Dragon Ananta. We'll cover that if he summons it. Yagen comes down, beat over Murmillo. He's going to set Meteorite, set Offering, and he has the 3rd Meteorite, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, we're going to see a Heavy Storm. He is chaining, I believe? Yeah, he is. So chain Meteorite, chain Offering. Yeah, it's a blowout, honestly. Oh, but he can clear the Yagen, so it doesn't matter as much. We're going to see Test Tiger. Yeah, okay. So it went a little fast there, but summon Elemental Hero Prisma, reveal Gazaris, send Bestiary, summon Test Tiger, put back your Prisma, which his name is now Bestiary. You summon a Darius, get out Bestiary, then fusion for Gizaris, and the game was over from that point on, damage-wise. So, we're in a game 3 now. A little spicy. Brad's going to open up MST, Worm Yagen, Gale, Carderos, MST, and Call the Haunted. Not the best, but not the worst. Set Carderos, set double MSTs, we like it. Ooh, Chris ripped the heavy. But Chris also opened King Tiger, Prisma, Horn, MST, Cyber, and Heavy. Heavy is going to take care of him. Kind of ironic that it takes those out. Special Prisma, send a not Bestiary, Lakari. Hits the Carderos, searches X. Attack for 17. Alright, now Chris has the advantage. Set an MST, set a Horn. Zex comes down, he's going to do the Yagen combo. Attack Prisma, kills it. And he's going to end up setting Mirror Force Call, and he hits the Call. Ooh, okay. Cyber Dragon's going to get in. Ooh, Chris is going to regret not using that MST. Yeah, that is a shame. Summon King Tiger, pretty good. Attacks over, or tries to, but Horn of the Phantom Beast, draw a card. I bet Yagen's going to bounce it. Or not, he's going to play defensively, okay. Has the Meteorite set, though, so tries to get in, but we're going to see the Meteorite come down, flip, bounce. Chris now has bottomless MST, Starlight Road, not bad. Draw 2, summon Worm King. Ooh, that's devastating. Duality into the Zex, just more follow-up. Worm King attacks, no response. Will he pop cards? He will. Is this tribute face up? Nope, doesn't say so. And it's also not once per turn, like Scrap Dragon. He's actually going to pop both Yagens to hit some back row. I don't think we caught it, but one of these Yagans should be banished because it was someone from Zex's effect, or from its own effect while Zex was on the board. Ooh, Chris trying to test Tiger, not ideal. Brad tries to bring back a Yagan, but you cannot do that. Worm King will tribute itself off, pop the back row, Zex summon Yagan. And Chris is just going to try to go for a test Tiger play, but Meteorite on the Yagan stops it. It basically, when you have Yagan, it acts like a compulse, which is really, really strong. And that's the game. It's 700 life. So Brad is actually going to proceed to 3-0, pretty high up there. And for those of you who have actually been watching our tournaments, this is Chris Patrick's second tournament, and this is his first match loss. He has actually been undefeated up until now, so I'm sure he's devastated and cried for hours afterwards. More likely he's fine, so he's still 2-1. But I hope you enjoyed this match. That was some pretty good back and forth, and I'll see you tomorrow for round 4. Have a good one, duelists.